Nice to be here. I would like to introduce first my colleague Catherine Ulrich. She's not mentioned on the program, on the agenda, but she had the main part introducing project operations in our project. Okay, we want to tell you the story about we introduced the quote customization tool and project operations in our company. Let's start here. It was a year ago, this very event. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Munich. I had the great opportunity to join the proMX team there. And these days I really struggled because we had just a failed go live behind us. And I was considering if we had to stop the project or we could move on with it. And we had interesting conversations with Fiona and Daniel Bach there, and we're considering options to improve performance in our code calculation tool. This evening gave me some hope back, and let's see how it turned out. Yeah, very try. Few words about what we talk about. First, something about the company, then the results first, so that we see what we achieved, and then some insights in how we got there, why we got there, and what we learned, and the value we could give the company. We are an energy provider in Switzerland. We're about 2,200 people, so we have a lot of young folks, 350 apprentices. We produce electricity and sell 5.5 terawatt hours, or about 10% of Switzerland's consumption. Compared to Germany, you see it below, it's quite nothing. We have about 200,000 end customers, and on the right hand side you see we have a big part of building technology with more than 1,000 employees, and that's the part of the enterprise we talk about today. Building services, what do they offer? We install photovoltaic systems on the roofs and batteries, also charging solutions to charge our new green electric cars. We provide alarm and security systems, can provide you with smart homes, secure ICT solutions, and also heating. The program we're working on, we have two projects, one Catherine and one me, is Greenfield at GDG. And there we come from a heterogeneous IT landscape with lots of applications for every part of the company. We want to harmonize this landscape. We want to cut inefficient processes or replace them, the media bricks, with fully automatic processes, and offer also the opportunity to integrate other companies into the company. Easier if you have less applications. So let's start with the results. What did we do? The key features of the custom code tool is you can create a quote from an existing one, from a template. It's well structured, the quotes, which is most difficult to achieve. We have the basic functions like search for products, import, export products. An important part was the automatization for photovoltaic to reduce manual efforts. And we have quotes, work orders, and invoices in the same tools with the same position details now. It looks like this. This is the standard quote window in Microsoft Dynamics Sales. We added some fields like the building or the organization, some individual settings. And on the right hand side, you see the result of a quote, the purchase price and the margin, discounts we offer, guarantees, taxes, and the total price. If we jump into the dialog, it looks pretty neat, in my opinion. This is the main structure for a PE quote. If you jump into those groups, you can see the details. We can open all groups with all the prices, or we can jump into one single group, and here is the main work done, like adding or changing margins and changing quantities and stuff like this. When the quote is finalized, we have just quite a neat layout. I really like it. It's harmonized now over the whole company. First page, you see what you build, what you get from us, with the main costs, like everything together on one page. Then an economic calculation of how it could turn out for user customer, and then the details from every position, what we build for you and how much it costs. At the end, we can order by email and with a digital signature, or sending back a paper as before.
I think it's working, right? Great. What you see here are some snippets of the order form, and what we added to the order form. Our SAP cannot process at the moment the sales order line itself. So we cannot send all the product information with the costs and the revenues to the SAP at the moment. So we needed to find a solution for summarizing this order lines in these journals you see here. There we have a summarization of the costs and the revenues of all the lines, grouped by the finance categories and the order positions. The order positions in SAP are connected with the cost centers. So we have the information then all together there. In the order, the buttons we implemented here so that the user is able to trigger the creation of an order in the SAP system, and to create also the positions for the different departments and so for the cost centers in the SAP system. That's all on that side. Here you see also snippets from the project form. We implemented here a kind of invoice creation. The creation itself for the invoice details we are providing here in the project. We also have a button you see there with the SAP logo where you can jump into a web view of the SAP system, where you see the revenues and costs also, and also the billing information, and you can jump into other functions of the SAP system. Yes, here you see also we have a tab with the billing details in the project, and we have the initial revenue here you see on the top, and then the summarization of partial bills we presented here, and also the differences, the calculation of the differences from the initial revenue and the partial bills. And then we have here also the payment agreement, so that the user know or can see what kind of values he has to add in here, percentual or a value of a partial total. Here also we are offering some different views for the partial bills and for the final bill, and also for other bills. The user has the option to bill work orders and additional orders. We have the project separately, so they will be shown here on the button. Here we have an overview of an invoice for the partial bill. The partial bill, we just have one line mostly, and they can also split it in separate lines when they are working with different departments together, so that we can send the data separately to the SAP system. We added also some buttons where we are sending those kind of data into the SAP system. Here it looks a little bit different. Yeah, we decided to make those summaries, this overview where you have normally the product lines. There we make the summaries of the different entities, like the invoice, the partial invoice we have here. Also when we have work orders that we not already built, and yeah, additional orders we made during the project also. And here on the bottom you see again this kind of journal where you have the summary separated or grouped by the departments, and we will send it then via button to the SAP system. And in the SAP system, then we send also this document, what is a document score pack based. We have here an overview of all the positions from the orders, maybe the work orders and the additional orders, and then the summary here on the right side. Yes. So we have the data we sent grouped by the cost centers and the finance categories also on the order itself. And we have the document we sent to SAP, and the billing is made or will be made in the SAP system then. So we have a header, and this document and the footer, the header and footer are from the SAP, and this is from the MSD. So yeah, it's like that.
Okay, so let's see how we got there. Why did we build our own custom calc? Because there must be tools on the market. After we introduced a new calculation solution for electro, biggest part of this field, we had to realize there's a big gap, a huge gap to the requirements of mainly photovoltaic. Gap was they wanted further automation. They wanted products with additional information to calculate the plans, and they wanted a pretty different layout because the electric tool offers just a really technical layout, not something you can really, attract the customer. To close this gap, we were discussing on enterprise level different options. The first was building an initial PD module with this existing code calculation tool. The second was introducing a new CPQ solution, configure, price, quote. The third was to buy something on the market, kind of best of breed, sector-specific solution. And the fourth was to build an own solution based on the MS Power Platform implemented into or integrated into Dynamics. We requested for a proposal. I guess it was not answered by the agent from proMX. We had 6 companies and got 5 quotes from them. So what did we do? The first option, partner was not interested. They said it's not economic for them, there's no market for that, such a module. CPQ seemed as too complex to implement. We would have used special knowledge, special colleagues in our team then to maintain it and to implement it. The third one was refused by the business. They wanted a known solution. They wanted a different layout to stand, not to use just the tool everybody uses, but to be different from the rest. So we kind of followed to the fourth solution, a solution based on the Power Platform, and we started working together with proMX.
Yes. For the project operations, it was like that we have this 360-degree view we want to provide to the users. And yeah, this was the last part of the program we had to implement those kind of project overviews. And the requirement were maybe quite similar to your requirements right now or later or in the past. that we have the task management, project controlling, project documentation, billing, and resource planning here. Yeah, we had different presentations in 2024, where we did a kind of evaluation with different solutions, power platform based. We had also some presentations, and also from proMX a presentation with project operations. And then we decided to use project operations, and with some customizations we needed for our business.
The project custom cog can be divided in 3 main phases. It took us a long time from problem to decision. Let's see here, almost a year. Development, the first phase was pretty fast. We started in June and had the first prototype in August, I guess. Then it took some time until we could roll out the first solution, the first part of the business. And the last year now was all rollouts from the different companies. They had different requirements we had to fulfill and were maybe not ready to roll out altogether. So we had a staged rollout over almost a year. The solution developed over time. As I said, the first prototype was pretty easy. We used custom page and the backend Dataverse, and all the calculation was in the backend. We saw then that there's a lagging problem, and to reduce lagging, we added PCF controls to make the dialogues, the GUIs, more usable. It was the second stage of evolution. The third one was we had to solve these performance troubles because the solution was not accepted by the business. And we decided to split up the calculation into the 2 different modules. Like we calculate in the front end to offer the business a useful and fast solution. We also calculate in the back end using the Microsoft standard technology and have to synchronize this. This was a good way to go from prototype to the final product, I guess. We didn't see it coming, but we were able to evolve it or develop it to the business needs. If you look at the dialogue, I think it's pretty cool. It's at the bottom, you see always the calculated price and overview. The second line here, we can add a group, a product, or a manual product. We have a fast search in the product catalog with everything which is in a price list. And on top, you have an Excel-like calculation where you can add change quantities or change margins and change even the price we buy a product and add discounts.
Yes, a small overview of the project operations implementation. Yeah, we started in 2024 with the evaluation and with the decision also. And we implemented a proof of concept with the project operations standard. So to find better out what we exactly want. Because project operation has a lot of functions and so on, we didn't need all of them at the moment, especially for the beginning because it's a lot. With this proof of concept, this requirements definition could be made a little bit clearer. And after the proof of concept, we made gap analysis, what I already told you, and then we started with different requirement engineerings where we were defining some features and so on for the planning, for the PI plannings, and then we developed the first prototype we were offering in 2025 in summer. And then after this prototype, it's usually like that, we had additional or other requirements after they were testing it very deeply. And then we made those kind of customizations until the MVP we delivered in September till January 2026, 2025. Yes, the last months we did the rollout for some departments, especially heating technology, security, and our photovoltaic department. I already told you we made a proof of concept, the prototype, and then we had the MVP. I think I need to detailize that. This is the whole process we have, and we use the standard processes with the lead opportunities. And it's like that when we won the quotes, and so the opportunities, the project will be created automatically. The users has also the option to create a project manually if they need it, maybe for the sales activities already. And then after the closure of those kind of entities, the order will be created, and the project managers can start working on the project if it's not earlier. And after that, we have the invoice, and from the invoice, we will trigger the SAP invoice billing, and parallel to the order, we are creating the order in the SAP system. Also we have some work orders. We have connected with the project, and it's especially for when something is damaged during the project or something like that. Then they create work orders for those kind of services.
Good. Let's see what we learned from this. Our highlights: we had really efficient requirements engineering workshops together with the developers. We invited them. It was quite a good thing. We were able to harmonize the code layouts over the whole company. Quite the progress, I would say. We have a high automation degree in PV calculations. Like see later, they save a lot of time now. We also have another unit who wants to use the tool, and also highlight the collaboration with proMX. Was really great. I'm not paid for this, but I'm happy to say this. Challenges, like always, lack of quality in requirements. Insufficient performance was really a problem. It's still a problem. I just had to answer a mail this morning when the performance gets better, so it's not over yet. Then lack of business resources. Those people are building plants, don't have time for IT projects, so this is always a problem in our company. Then the end-to-end process with various responsibilities, like we have to integrate SAP, the finance department is involved, etc. Decoupling the front end and the back end was also quite a challenge, to avoid that there were different calculations then between those two. The multi-level quote design was a challenge for proMX. They worked only with quote positions, also the groups also quote positions. And we had to compete with established solutions, on-prem, Excel-like, really fast. And then you come with a cloud solution, which is not always fast. This was really a challenge. What did we learn? Customer needs and requirements must be really well understood. We always have to check how the people work, and if they're not willing to change their process, it might be a problem. Requirement definition involved everybody, the product owner, the development team, and also the business. Not here are the requirements, IT please implement. That doesn't work, in my opinion. Fast feedback is always important. Go to the start as early as possible. Provide an MVP. which is not that easy if you have to replace an existing solution. Think end-to-end, take the whole process into account. Like, I had the opinion I had to create a quote calculation tool, but we also had to provide invoices at the end. We had to harmonize different departments of the company, and yeah, a PV plant is not the same like IT. So, but everybody uses it now, so we were successful in this. And yeah, performance of on-premises applications compared to cloud applications is different kind. Regular reviews with the key users are key, and for Catherine especially, the deadline for submitting requirements, because otherwise it never stops. The value, we save now 30 minutes per quote for PV, which saves us 500 hours a year. It's quite a lot. We have a user-friendly application. We have a harmonized and pretty appealing layout, in our opinion, much better than before. And we replaced 4 applications, and I don't know how many Excel sheets. And we have now an overall overview of all quotes, all the data in Dataverse. So we are ready for AI. This is not AI, but we are ready for it now.
Yeah, with the project operations part now, we have the whole process chain fulfilled. And yeah, especially the users did not navigate between different applications, what's very important for them. Yeah, manual task we did before for the SAP system, where we sending some emails to the controlling department or financial department to bring in those kind of data for the actuals and so on. We don't have any more right now. And now we can manage projects in a unified format, as in the past it was not like that. Everyone was managing his projects in different ways, and yeah, no one didn't know what the others were doing and so on. Now the project work is transparent for us. Yeah, and we reduced also the sources of errors because of the manual work, and have now the customer's 360-degree view and an overall rate controlling.
Excellent, thanks a lot. We are at the end.